Hi. I know I don't look like Jeremy, but wait.
I do. Here we are.
How's it going?
It's going okay, and we're doing our first episode of this comedians after the Leafs. You see the double entendre there? The thing, yeah, you see that? We're on after, and we're after when they. I'm after, and I'm on them when they lose. There you go.
Yeah, but I have a surprise for you because I don't think that we are alone.
Really? We have guests?
We have guests.
Are they famous comedians?
Should we bring them in?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, introduce them, Chad. Let's tell them who they are. Here they are.
First of all, everybody, welcome to our first show, and we are we're the comedians after the Leafs. So here we are. I'd like to introduce our first commentator, and his name is Brian Hart. And Brian, welcome. And he is the writer for he was a writer for the shows for like Kids in the Hall. You may have known that little show, The Tonight Show, and Mad TV. And then we have Chris Finn. Chris, welcome. He was a writer for Mad TV and the Mercer Report.
Yep.
And then we have the ever amazing Kenny Robertson. He is the legendary Canadian stand-up comedy and leader of the Black comedy movement. How's that title for you, Kenny?
That sounds like I should be my hands up against the roof of a police car.
You get a scepter to be the leader?
Yeah, it was a little.
I gotta get a Newton chair.
And of course, we have his miserableness. He is a comedy genius and a Gemini Award winner. And if you don't know, he has appeared on The Tonight Show and also with Jay Leno. Okay. And of course, our wonderful Jeremy Hotz. And my name is Shane.
Hi. And we're
hi. And I'm here to bring some balance and maybe Raph, if the comments get out of hand. But here we are. To comedians.
Maybe rap if the comments get out of hand. So we're all frustrated Leafs fans. We're all pissed off because they haven't won in a million years. And we watched the game tonight. And here we are. These are our comments on the game. First of all, I thought it was a wonderful performance because the Leafs won and the Bruins lost. And I listened to the game on with the Bruins announcers, especially when the Leafs took the lead, because then I heard them cry for the rest of the game and whine and complain and scream at the referee and want them to have penalties on the Leafs. Here's what happened. The most horrible thing was the third goal the Leafs scored, they thought shouldn't have counted because they shouldn't have got the power play because it should have been a double minor in front of the net.
Oh, yeah. And then if that player's mother hadn't been born, then they wouldn't have scored the goal.
Right. They do that. They do this insane thing. They're, and first of all, the B on the Bruins jersey, what the shittiest jersey. Who's going to buy a fucking letter? Seriously, what fan is going to go, I need that B? Come on.
I think it would have been
great. Was a game show where you could buy letters?
Well, yeah, they can combine letters and make full work.
What were you saying there, Jeremy?
He's got his little Bruins thing anyway, so whatever. The Leafs totally outplayed them. We're the better hockey team, and we should be for the rest of the season.
I hope so. I think it'd be great if the Bruins, if their fourth jersey was like a D, and they just couldn't explain it.
That's really funny. And then they had an A too, and then they all wore different ones, and it just said bad when they skated.
We got a bargain. We got them cheap, and so that's what we're doing.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, the Leafs were great tonight. Don't you think, Brian?
Really can I ask a question? No. Why is it that every time a Leaf so far this year gets hit in the head blatantly, it's a fucking 2-minute minor rather than a 5 and a game?
I don't know.
I mean, the last guy who hit Marner, he got 2 games for it. And Pasternak driving Brody into the boards tonight. How is that a 2-minute minor?
Because it's Pasternak.
Tavares is paying for Kadri, if anybody's not noticed. Like Tavares gets hit more than it has become ridiculous. I don't know if it's officiating all over the league or if it's just the Leafs because I don't watch every game. Yeah. But it always seems like there's a bit of a bias against us. I don't know.
Oh, there is. They
I
hate us.
think the refs just want to see Simmons earn his money. I think they say instead of giving a guy like a 10-minute or something, just say, okay, give him 10 minutes and let's see if the black guy beats him up when he comes back on the ice. But he doesn't.
Well, Simmons ain't making that much money.
No, Simmons can't score, so he better start fighting. I've noticed that. He gets glorious chances and then just shoots it. He misses by a mile.
He's doing the Leafs a favor by just staying in the NHL, I think. I mean, that guy's probably ready to retire. And
how old is he?
Hometown price. And
Simmons 20. Anybody besides me missing Kadri? I think we really still miss that grit that he used to bring.
I loved him, Kenny.
Even though we don't miss him come playoff time because he's never in the playoffs. But I don't know. I think the Leafs are lucky to hold on to this one. I thought their defense was kind of weak. The goaltender kept them in the game, and then when the Bruins scored that second goal, like every Leaf fan, I started getting like, "Oh no, is this the end?"
Here we go again.
Well, look what the score was. It was 4-1. It's the score we all
identical score.
Yeah, I know. Tonight felt like 2013 near the end, and I thought we might be going into this going, "Oh shit, it ends 5-4."
No, but the Leafs seem to have learned to dump it out, and that's what they did, and they hung on and easily won the game. They didn't in that other one. I remember they couldn't get it out.
Been great. Look at Campbell in that last game, the third period. He kept them in the third period.
He really did. That was a bit of a fluky win, I think, and that was just goalie better than he had a better night than Tampa's goalie, whose name escapes me now. Vasilevsky. And
that was great.
There's kind of no reason we should have won that game, but we did. And it was because of Campbell.
I thought so.
Won the Tampa game.
I thought he won the Tampa game. I thought the Leafs won tonight because he was the better goalie as well, too. And their goalie was Linus Ullman or something. Jesus. His name was
They always say a broken clock is right twice a day. And it just seemed like with the guys that scored for the Leafs tonight, they're the guys we've been waiting all season to put the puck in the net. Yeah. So they're finally starting to do things, even though it's
play like a team. Yeah, they're playing like a team. They're passing the puck around and it's going in the net. And also, I'd like to see, honestly, the power play. I know the first power play scored, but I'd like to see that second unit on longer. I really would. I really think they're, for some reason, it seems to work a lot. The one with Spezza on it, speaking of old men, for some reason, that second power play should get a little more time, I think.
Hey, man, the Slice is an even hand. He is an ersatz captain of the Leafs, who is, obviously a stabilizing force and has plenty of fuel left in him.
I think so.
I can't say enough about Kampf and Bunting. These guys are, for three of them coming in at slightly less than what it would have cost to keep Hyman. We're doing pretty good. There's some real great grit there. And these guys are always
character players, I think is what they call them.
Although Bunting, in my opinion, takes too many penalties. He does.
Well, but some lousy ones too. He takes the biased ones. And maybe he'll figure it out that, like, okay, if I'm playing for the Leafs, do this, don't do that.
But the only thing about his penalties, though, his penalties only come because he's working insanely hard. You know what I mean?
You can't hit a guy in the NHL anymore.
It's not like he's in the offensive. It's not like he's in the offensive zone tugging a guy from behind. I mean, he's
not doing anything stupid.
Working.
Hey, you know that? Did you see in tonight's game when at the end when they called the mandatory the teams ahead, so better give them a penalty late in the game NHL thing? So they did that. I thought he got the puck when he swept across there with his stick, and it shouldn't have been a penalty. I thought that was the rule. If he touches the puck before he touches the guy with his stick, is it not a fair play, guys?
Well, I don't think his stick touched the guy's feet.
I thought he slid across and got the puck with his stick when I watched it.
I just think it was one of those makeup penalties.
Of course,
that every team is suffering from.
Oh, yeah.
Like the refereeing in the NHL has become incredibly frustrating to watch.
But it isn't like some of the refs want to put any extra time on the ice either. They like to just get it over with. I'm sure they want to make a call somewhere. Yeah. So
that's my pet peeve, man. I can't stand when the referee makes a bad call or starts dictating the outcome of the game. I go nuts. That's the horrible thing. Those are that and traffic. Those two things. Those are the two things that really set me off.
And
But
traffic in front of the Leafs net, I really don't care for.
lately, no. Yeah, that's when you need that Simmons guy to come in and just with a front end loader clear everyone out of there. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
the problem is anything with a bit of muscle behind it, you have to go see the commissioner. So,
you can't hit a guy anymore.
Maybe he's playing smart.
You just can't hit a guy anymore. You can't nail a guy. You can't just, even a fair check. If you nail him clean in the center of the ice, they give you a penalty. That's just, not very good anymore. I miss it. And the odd fight is good to see, but it seems like it's sort of, I don't know. It's fake, like wrestling now. It's not. It's all arranged.
It's also like every time. Well, not every time, but when somebody makes like an amazing hit, something that we all want to see, now suddenly the guy has to fight someone. Like, I just had a clean hit.
Yeah.
Now I got to fight someone.
It's part of the game now. It's just turned into retaliation with a fight and then 5-minute penalties for both guys. I don't know.
Depends how much noise is on the boards. The guy hits you and you hear your body echoing across the arena. You got to kind of give him a little bit of payback there.
Yeah. But some hits the Leafs they've got penalties on clean hits. I've seen it happen, this year already. And they said they were going to call cross-checking.
Do you think all the hitters are gone? Like Stevens used to take guys out, ruin careers. Guys that hit. I think those guys are kind of like out of the league.
Yeah,
also that anymore at all. Yeah.
But the hits that Stevens used to have, like knocking out Correa and knocking out Lindros and those guys, those are like shoulders to the chin. Like they don't want those anymore.
No.
But I think
it raises a bigger sort of question. And because baseball has done this and football to a degree, shouldn't more be reviewable now? Much more should be reviewable.
I think so.
No, the game's slow enough as it is with all the breaks, all the breaks for commercials and all the other nonsense they have and any reason to call an offside or whatever. No, I think hockey's best when it doesn't have a stop for anything.
I like to keep the human element in it because I still like to call refs assholes.
Oh yeah, come on, man! And then
there will never be a shortage of opportunities to do that.
No,
they're not still measuring offsides, are they? And then calling them back.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Do you think they go out drinking after the games wearing the zebra stripes?
Not a chance, man.
Hey, babe, that was me. Made that call. That was me.
Yeah. They got their own bar.
Come on,
they wouldn't need it.
They don't go out with their striped jerseys. People just think they're coming back from Foot Locker. Come on, guys.
What's the difference?
Pretty happy about that 25-cent raise come January. Hey, buddy.
Listen to you. My God. Anyway, we're good, eh? This year, man, I think we're going to be okay. Don't you?
Yeah, it's coming around.
Coming around.
Come on, guys.
But we all know nothing matters until playoff time.
That's right.
Well, yeah, and that's when we fall apart as a general rule.
How many games do you think Campbell can play this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're gonna have to deal. Mrazek's been impressive in his one game.
Yeah, but he's still being evaluated injury-wise. But Campbell hasn't played 100 games in the NHL, and now he's our starter. Do you think he can?
We'll be trading or bringing up. We'll definitely do that.
If there's anybody down the minors that's
Well, Wall is our only guy that's really a guy that's got potential.
What do you mean? We had like 8 guys in the minors you were telling me about that were fantastic and waiting to come up. What the hell happened?
Not that fantastic.
They were never fantastic. Wall was our only real guy.
They were just waiting to come up.
Yeah, they were just
Do we take advantage or try to take advantage of an ailing Chicago Blackhawks and make a pitch for Fleury?
You don't want him.
We got Mrazek at $3.8 million. We can't add any more salary. That's the problem.
We can if we trade or we
try to protect Fleury. They left him exposed to the draft. They didn't care. So
Fleury's still fantastic. He almost won a cup in Vegas. He's won cups.
He
makes any team better.
Yeah.
Or as I read on the Blackhawk pages, he's good on a good team. So, would you bring him in to be the backup, or would you hand him the starting job right off the
He's a starting goalie, guys. You have to have a starter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with Campbell and Mrazek as a 1-2 punch. It's just I'm just wondering how many games the guy's going to be able to play because he's never done it before.
Who, Mrazek?
No, Campbell.
Well, Mrazek's going to play half those games when he's not injured, right?
Yeah,
Well,
if he's not injured. I don't know what the status is. Do we do what the Leafs always do this? They put themselves behind the 8 ball when it comes to goaltending. They've done it for years now.
Yeah.
One injury away from being squeaking into the playoffs.
Out of everything. I know. That's the way it is. Yeah,
Think
I
of
know.
all the dreams of Zamboni drivers, though.
Oh, more errors.
Good Lord. Yeah. That had to be us, eh? We had to be the Zamboni guy, and then nobody ever forgets it. And, that's just horrible. Had to be us.
Yeah, that guy ended up in the Trump administration or something. I don't know.
Unbelievable. That's just
Chicago
us.
just
That's the
wiped out
Leafs.
their
We
entire
don't
management team this weekend, eh?
What?
Which?
Chicago just took out their entire management team.
Yeah,
They don't have a
coach-
GM. They don't have a
coach.
coach. They're missing 2 assistant coaches.
It's pretty horrible stuff that went on. I mean, not to dwell on it, but like, wow, I can, and we can understand why.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but even their coaches that weren't involved now have got the axe this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I think the only point they had was that tie with the Leafs. So I think they won one the other night. But 3 points, this deep into the season, that's not job security.
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot could happen with that team.
No, that's crazy.
Anyway, we're coming. Listen, guys. Bottom line is, what happened in Chicago was horrible, and we all heard about it on Hockey Night in Canada because they spent an entire intermission talking about it. And I felt really bad for what happened in that situation. It was a terrible thing.
I thought I was listening to St. Michael's football team for a minute.
It was. I don't know why they did that.
It's that whole damn jock culture thing.
I don't understand why it's so prevalent in, the football thing that happened at Penn State and all that. I mean, it's the same sort of nonsense, right? I just don't know why it seems to be so prevalent in sports. I have no idea.
Pittsburgh has trouble now. There's some lawsuits going on there.
What happened?
I think it was a player or a coach's wife was sexually assaulted by somebody in the administration, and they've done what they've done with what they've always done. If you go back to junior hockey and the things that happen, they're really good at sweeping shit under the rug.
Yeah.
Well, that whole thing with that fuck Graham, right? The guy who with Fleury and those guys.
Oh yeah, and that's going back 30, 40 years already. And God knows what happened before that we never heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an organized crime element to it, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like what stays in the family and that kind of thing.
Yeah, they
Especially
block
hockey, which is the lower rent of the big four, sadly.
But
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the lower rent of the top four. That's Mussolini's problem. He did that. That's Bettman. He's ruining the league because he hasn't given, he hasn't really done. I mean, he doesn't make it a whole league where anyone can win. The Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup in how many years?
93.
It's the Habs.
Oh yes, it's the Habs.
Well, that's purpose. Not supposed to.
My feeling on that thing too is like what Chicago got a $2 million fine, and it wasn't like a team that did some manipulation on the draft got like a $4 million fine, but this fucking thing gets half of it.
Did it?
Like, really? That's the extent of your.
Well, how liable was the team? The whole team? I don't know.
They had a meeting.
And the coaches said, "Look, we're trying to win a cup. We don't have time for this."
Leave it under the rug.
You can't do that. You don't have time for this. That's just garbage.
Yeah, and talking about mixed messages. I mean, I don't want this to sound like a bad joke, but I guess it is. But looking at watching the opening of Hockey Night Canada tonight on the CBC NHL, don't play the Bay City Rollers.
Hilarious. I mean, what happened to Hockey Night in Canada, though? It used to be good. Now you just, as soon as the intermission's on, you run away from the TV. Jesus. I don't want to see
John Cherry was at the beginning of the end.
Looking into sexual abuse, don't play the Bay City Rollers because one of them
hilarious. You're right. Don't do that.
Have some people on on staff who know what the hell they're talking about.
The Hagen Canada has none of that. That really makes me laugh. It used to be good with McLean and the old guy. What was his name again? The Cherry there, and then they replaced him with nobody. They didn't think of bringing.
Replaced him with some guy who didn't know who he was.
They didn't bring anyone in.
But after having a personality for 25 years, how to replace a personality like that? As much as some people may not have liked him, he was. Nobody's bigger than the game. But you know what? He wasn't much shorter than the game. That was a huge personality. You can't reach in and pull someone else out like him.
Kenny, I have one name for you: Jan Arden.
Okay. If you think you hear gunshots in Toronto now.
In Jeremy's defense, he just said he had a name for you. It wasn't to do with anything.
I didn't say replace him.
Oh, he was just saying names. I'm just going to start saying names.
Yep.
I got a name for y'all. Barney Dunn.
Here, Billy,
All right, you guys. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. Wrap it up. What do you say about tonight's game? I'm going to each give you a minute. And Chris, we'll start with you.
It was a great showing. I liked it more than the Tampa game because I think we dominated a little more. And at Tampa game, we were a bit lucky to win. And tonight was it felt decisive. It felt good. Boston's on its heels a little bit. They're not having a great start. It looked gelling. The only thing that worries me about the Leafs, and I've talked about this before, is we still look like 2 or 3 different teams. When the elite players are on the ice, they're not gelling as well with the new guys coming up. Look, chemistry is an odd thing. It'll take a little while, and I hope that happens, and I hope we don't end up with 2 different Leaf teams. But I'm jazzed as much as I can be with a guy who's perpetually in love with the wrong woman.
Jan Arden.
All right, Kenny, you got a minute. Go.
I like the fact that the Leafs' big guns showed up. The guys they've been waiting for since the puck first dropped. Those guys all scored. I'm a little bit concerned about their defense. Our goaltending's been great. But, as Jimmy Mack, the comic Jimmy Mack, who's a goaltending coach and everything, he was telling my son that every time a shot is taken on a goaltender, it means that 4 or 5 other players didn't do their job. Mm-hmm. So I thought I thought our defense looked a little bit weak tonight, but I'm glad that the guys who've been waiting to put the puck in the net showed up. We thought you're going to show up in the third period. No, they showed up first period and didn't stop. So I think that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Brian, minute and go.
I think I agree with everything Kenny and Chris said. I'm going to go in a different direction. I think the fans are being too obvious, yelling "soup" for Campbell. I think it's a little obvious. I would go with something different if I was there, like just. Suddenly, hey, oh, what a save! Like a rhinestone cowboy. Like, go with somebody else named Campbell, or maybe even
on a bad night you can yell out Kim.
Yeah,
Kim Campbell,
or Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead, like this.
Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell.
Give me back my hand.
Yeah.
Or Groovy. That sounds like soup. Groovy.
Yeah. It's weird. I never put together the Campbell and soup thing before.
And Jeremy, your final minute.
I missed the game.
What do you mean you missed the game?
I saw the game. I thought this is what I have to say about tonight's game. Play more Spezza. That's it. Let him get more minutes. Put him out there longer. I think the guy, if you let him play more, I think the guy's going to get 30 goals. That's what I'm saying. I want to see the old man score. That's what I want to do.
The more ice time, the stronger he gets, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Put Spezza on the ice. Let the old man score.
So, guys, take a look at it. I agree. Take a look at this. You remember who this was? Number 36 with an A on his jersey?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Damn.
Yes.
No, I can't. Belfour? No.
I think I know who it is.
Kenny?
I was thinking Darcy Tucker, but he was 26, wasn't he?
Yeah. Let's see. 36 with an A.
Andrew,
Want to find out?
Yep. You scabies.
I never. We would have been here all night.
Not a fan.
Thank you for keeping that PG. Okay, everybody, that's our time. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And everybody, thank you for joining us on our first Comedians After the Leafs. I'm Shannon Murray, the host and producer. And, well, we look forward to seeing you after another Leafs game. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay.
How do you get up?